Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Clock, and today we're going to be playing How Not to Kill a Vampire Lord, a yaoi vampire visual novel about gay vampire boys. Let's start. Today was the day that Michael? Is it no, it's Michael von Dietrich would die. Yes, today was surely the day Cyrus would finally succeed at killing his good-for-nothing oaf of a vampire master. It was as thought as terrifying as it was exciting. As soon as he succeeded in his endeavor, Cyrus knew that his own death would shortly follow. But Cyrus had made peace with his own death a long time ago. It was only because of Mikhail that he was still alive in the first place, and Cyrus was going to make him regret it. Good conviction. For now, Cyrus had to keep his emotions contained to prevent Mikhail from growing suspicious. Mikhail. No, I think it's Is it Michael? It's not Michael, right? That's not Michael, right? No, it'd be the opposite, right? It's like Mikhail. Mikhail. I'm settling on Mikhail. Mikhail. Thus, he put on his usual facade as the calm and capable head butler of the Dietrich family. Hey, what if I die? Will you be sad? How would I know you died? It was early in the morning and Mikhail was just about to wake up. Cyrus headed to the kitchen for his first task of the day, and his first opportunity to kill his master. You know, I would know. I'd be the first to know, honestly, because I'd probably be the one to do it. So, yeah, I'd be sad. Yeah, I'd be sad I couldn't do it again. Cyrus headed to the kitchen for his first task of the day, and his first opportunity to kill his master, serving breakfast. In the kitchen, a young vampire servant rushed over to greet Cyrus. Good morning, Master Cyrus. Dude, what is this, Twink City? Twink Vampire? Twink Light? Good morning, Henry. I smell burning. Did you leave the stove on again? Ah, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I wonder why Cyrus wants to murder his master. I think he doesn't want to be a vampire. Because he mentioned it's his vampire lord, and he said he's only alive because of his vampire lord, so... Generally speaking, a lot of the time, people don't really want to be a vampire, you know? The whole not being able to step into the sunlight and, you know, living forever thing ain't so great a deal a lot of the time. Yeah. And having to eat people all the time. Drink their blood, you know? Cyrus let out a sigh of exasperation as Henry rushed off to tend to the smoking stove. Henry had been working in the Dietrich household for almost a month now, yet he was no better at his job than when he had first started. Whenever it was Henry's turn in the kitchens, Cyrus always made a note to skip his meals that day. But it wasn't Henry's fault, really. After all, he had just been another human boy living in the nearby village, until he had the misfortune of catching Mikhail's attention, or rather his appetite. Cyrus had found his noble master in a dark alleyway, with his fangs sunk into the poor boy, like some wretched rogue. I'm gonna turn up the music a little bit. Mikhail only spared Henry after Cyrus reprimanded him. Unfortunately, due to his carelessness, Henry had been left close to death. Now he has elf ears. Mikhail fed him some of his blood and turned him into a vampire. To save his life, Mikhail had claimed, and so that Cyrus could have a new friend just like him. A former human turned vampire. Gross. That incident had only solidified in Cyrus's mind. The young Dietrich heir was no better than his cruel father. Yeah, pretty fucking rude, man. Hey, I did you a favor. Now you get to be my slave for life. Isn't that awesome? That was why, just like his father, Mikhail had to die. The art is really stunning. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the trouble, Master Cyrus. How can I help you? I'll be taking over the task of serving young Master Lord Dietrich this morning. Could you help to prepare his usual meal? Really? Oh, thank goodness. Last time I brought him breakfast, he took one bite and threw the rest at my head. Anyway, I have it right here. Maybe I know why the guys... Maybe I know why bro was trying to get a snack in the middle of the alley. If I was fed this too, I'm not even a vampire. And if people were feeding me this and I was a goddamn lord, maybe I would be biting people on the streets. Mikhail's breakfast was usually a slice of toast with a few strips of bacon and a bowl of porridge paired with a goblet of fresh blood. Today, however, the toast and bacon had been burnt, so all that was left was a bowl of watery porridge and a goblet of blood. Yeah, you just walked away. Piece of shit. No matter. I can still proceed as planned. As Cyrus left the kitchen and made his way to Mikhail's bedroom, he produced a small vial from his pocket. It contained liquid vervain, a substance deadly to vampires, and one that Cyrus intended to lace Mikhail's meal with. However, as vervain was contraband, it was difficult to obtain. Cyrus had to grow the batch himself in a tiny secret area of the garden. He had only managed to harvest enough to spike either the bowl of porridge or the goblet of blood. For sure, bro's gonna eat the porridge, right? Poison the bowl of porridge. I know this game is called How to Not Kill a Vampire Lord. I'm gonna kill him! With no hesitation, Cyrus poured the vial into the bowl. The colorless liquid had no impact on the already watery consistency of the porridge. It did smell a little more herbal now, but Mikhail would most likely just chalk it down to some new type of seasoning that the chefs were experimenting with. Yo, what's up? At least Cyrus hoped. Yeah, that's fine. Lord Dietrich, your breakfast is here. Come in. Oh, I'm coming inside. In more ways than one. My. I did not expect my breakfast to walk into my bedroom by himself. Hey, yo! Please, keep any unsavory remarks to yourself. Come now, you can hardly blame me, darling. What special occasion warrants me to be graced by your beauty first thing in the morning? Have you considered perhaps the other servants have simply grown weary of your antics? If throwing a bowl of porridge at that ginger kid means you'll be the one serving my breakfast every morning, I'd happily do it again. The Riz is insane, bro. I would also throw that bowl of porridge at that kid. Just for fun, honestly. Also, does that imply that you still enjoy my antics? I'm only doing my duty as your butler. Now eat your breakfast. I have many other tasks scheduled in the day ahead. No. Look at this slop. I'm not eating it. Not unless you feed me, that is. Are you a child? If only. Then you'd still be willing to indulge me, right? This isn't going anywhere. Am I really going to have to debase myself just to kill this bastard? Surely there has to be a better way. Okay, guys, let's not call baby play homosexual, okay? Let's not say that. Let's keep the baby play out of it, bro. Because if I'm gonna be honest, baby play is disgusting. Get your poopy diaper sex out of here, okay? I'm not for it. Surely there has to be a better way. But what if this is the only chance I'll get today? Feed him. Feed him! It's baby play? Yes, him being a baby, saying I want to be a baby again. Yeah, that's baby play, bro. Agree to feed Mikhail. It was a joke, though. If I feed you, then you have to eat every last bite, without any complaints. Deal. Mikhail opened his mouth, waiting for Cyrus. The train goes choo-choo! Cyrus scooped up a generous spoonful of porridge and shoved it into his mouth. Mikhail's face changed the moment the gruel came into contact with his tongue. His brows furrowed and his nose scrunched up. It was only with great exertion that he managed to swallow the mouthful of porridge. It's because I said choo-choo. Here comes the train. Only for another spoonful to be pressed right up against his lips. Bro, if you can't handle this much porridge in your mouth at once, how are you gonna handle this dit? His complexion is pale as a sheet. Mikhail parted his trembling lips and closed his mouth around the second spoonful of porridge. Immediately, he made a gagging noise. Stop being so dramatic. It's only porridge. Mikhail groaned and opened his mouth again. Painful spoonful by spoonful, he somehow managed to eat every last bite of the porridge. Awesome, I got a kill in. Then he got up and fled to the bathroom. No, no! A series of retching sounds commenced. I don't think that worked. When Mikhail returned, he collapsed onto his bed. Are you all right? No, I feel sick. I need to lie down for a bit. Should have slowed it down. We need to fire that kid. That Henry kid. Right. Henry. That's his name. You would dump him out onto the streets to survive on his own. Force him to slaughter humans to feed himself. Lord's a spitter? Yeah, he can't swallow. He's still alive? Wait, he might die. Watch him turn into a monster consumed by his own thirst for blood. Maybe you should have thought twice before turning him in the first place, my lord. Oh, you're still not going to let that go. Perhaps only when you understand that your actions have consequences. I thought you'd be happy that I saved his life. Not when his life was only in danger because of you. Mikhail groaned into his pillow as a response. Ah! Outside of Mikhail's bedroom, Cyrus's heart was thumping in excitement. The vervain was now in Mikhail's system, and with any luck he would gradually become more and more ill until death took him. Morning! Why was that so, intense? A few hours later, Cyrus decided to return to check on Mikhail. To the young vampire lord's credit, he was still able to sit upright at his desk, rifling through a pile of documents. With the amount of vervain Cyrus had given him, any other vampire ought to be bedbound and bleeding out of every orifice by now. That's how I leave those boys, chat. But Mikhail wasn't any other vampire. He was the lord of the Dietrich family, the scion from a power bloodline of purebloods. He naturally had a stronger resistance to substances lethal to a weaker vampire, and an accelerated healing factor, which meant that there was a chance he might survive this. This was a chance that Cyrus had not overlooked, although he had really hoped that the vervain would do its job. You don't look well, my lord. Perhaps you should just rest for today. Is that concern I hear in your voice, darling? Don't worry, I feel perfectly... Mikhail's words cut off as he doubled over, coughing violently. When he pulled his hand away from his mouth, his palm was stained red with blood. That's normal. On second thought, you're probably right. He got up and lay back down on his bed. My stomach hurts terribly. Will you help to rub it for me? No. No need to be so cold, my dear. I'm only joking. His teasing words were interrupted by another groan. Whatever this affliction is, it is rather troublesome. I believe I might be in need of the services of a physician. Will you fetch one for me? Please. Very well. Look at this 18th century Victorian boy looking sick ass. It's like I fed this Victorian boy a goddamn Monster energy drink and a bag of Cheetos. Very well. but the closest one is at least an hour away. Will you be alright until then? Of course not. Of course. I'm not that weak. Bye. See you later, nerd. It'd be too suspicious to refuse to send for the physician, especially if Mikhail didn't end up dying from the verve vein, so Cyrus did as he was told. A messenger rushed to the closest villager to fetch the local doctor who arrived within an hour. That is a fucking vampire, okay. It's kind of concerning that a village's doctor is a fucking vampire. But I guess vampires would be smart enough since they're old. Look, it's me, Clock. It's me, chat. It's the glasses. Thank you for coming so promptly. Please, follow me. Despite his earlier confidence, Mikhail was already drifting in and out of consciousness by the time the doctor could examine him. The doctor took his vitals and checked him over. Then, he summoned Cyrus to the side to speak with him alone. They have time to get all the knowledge, yeah. It's like Castlevania, bro. Dazed. The anime. Master Cyrus, I believe Lord Dietrich is displaying symptoms of some sort of poisoning. Cyrus pretended to look appropriately distraught. Poison? How could it be? His meals are prepared only by the servants in this household. Could there be anyone who might wish harm upon him? How could I have been so negligent as a butler? The butler! I will have to conduct a thorough investigation among all of the servants. Lord Dietrich, will he be all right? Not to worry, Master Cyrus. His symptoms are not that serious. He has been weakened, but his blood is powerful, and he will survive. Even without any medicine, he will be able to recover by himself, although he might experience a great deal of discomfort for several weeks. I have something to help him recover much faster. This is an antidote potion that is effective against most vampiric poisons. And this is the catalyst potion, to be taken after the antidote. It will help the antidote proliferate faster through his system, and he should be better within an hour. Be very, very careful that you only give him the catalyst after the antidote, or else the catalyst will only accelerate the spread of the poison in his system. I see what I have to do, chat. If that happens, no antidote will be able to save him. Oh, okay, cool. Orange went first. Cyrus returned to Mikhail's side as soon as the doctor left. He sat down by Mikhail's bedside. Mikhail's eyes cracked open, peering at him blearily. He reached out to tug at Cyrus's sleeve. What did the doctor say? Am I going to die? Cyrus could not help but recall how, as a child, Mikhail would often run to him for comfort after being reprimanded by his father. He acted very much the same as he did now, clinging onto his arm, his usually haughty expression softened into something younger and more vulnerable. I low-key just zoned out while he said all that. I'd be a horrible butler. Yeah, me too. Let's give him the orange one. You're so right, chat. Mikhail was no child anymore, but it hadn't been long since his father's passing. Damn, you're telling me this guy was a little kid when he bit my ass? What the fuck? A bitch? Fucking punt that little kid off the fucking roof, man. Mikhail was no child anymore, but it hadn't been long since his father's passing, since the weight of becoming the head of the Dietrich family fell upon his shoulders. Now he seemed so weak and miserable that Cyrus was stricken by a pang of guilt. He was the one who did this to Mikhail. It was only because of Cyrus that Mikhail was suffering. But Mikhail deserved it, didn't he? I cannot feel bad for the vampire. I can't. No, what the fuck are you talking about? This little shit bit me. Now I'm stuck being his butler for eternity, chat. I gotta wipe this guy's ass for my whole life? Forever? Fuck that shit. At least get me one good kick in the balls. This was exactly what Cyrus wanted. I probably don't even get paid. I'm probably not even getting paid in Paygorn. Yet a part of him wondered if this was unnecessarily cruel, even for someone like Mikhail. If his name is Michael, I'm gonna kill myself, by the way. If everyone's name is like Cyrus, Henry with an I, Michael. It's Mikhail, right? Is that how you spell Michael? No, it's not, right? Yeah, that's okay. It's Mikhail. Mikhail. I don't fucking know, bro. It's not Mikhail, though. Mikhail is with an H, I think. Vervain poisoning was a slow and painful death. One that would slowly disintegrate its vampire victim from the inside out. Yeah, Michael is A-E. Okay, thank you, thank you. Not to mention, Mikhail's strong constitution rendered it potentially ineffective at killing him, only causing him a lot of pain. There had to be a quicker and cleaner ways to end Mikhail's life, like burning him under the sun, or stabbing him with a stake. No, now wasn't the time to think about that. Cyrus had to focus on the choice he had at hand. Should he give Mikhail the antidote to spare him from his suffering, or the catalyst to seal his fate? Yo, let's slap him that catalyst, baby. Catalyst! Look. We're gonna kill him a few times before we get to the Yaoi, okay? That's my goal. The doctor said you'll be fine. Take this. It'll make you feel better in no time. Those are some fucking glugs, bro. Mikhail drank the potion Cyrus gave him with no hesitation. As soon as the vial was empty, he nearly dropped it, his body racked by a fit of coughs. Blood dribbled down his chin. Are you sure this will make me feel better? My body feels as though it is on fire. The medicine will require some time to take effect. The pain you feel now is because of your body's healing. It will go away in a while. Here, just lie down and try to get some sleep. Should have handed him the other vial, dude. It will all be over soon. Cyrus reached out to brush Mikhail's sweaty bangs away from his forehead. His skin was cold and clammy to the touch. Will you stay here with me? There are other tasks I must attend to, my lord. But I will return soon to check on you. In the meantime, you must rest. Mikhail closed his eyes and did not speak another word. Afternoon! He's fucking dead. A few hours later, Cyrus returned to Mikhail's room to check in on him. Mikhail was soundly asleep, but unfortunately still breathing. Cyrus would have to wait a little longer. Evening. A few more hours passed. This fucker dead yet? Cyrus stepped into Mikhail's room again to check if he was still alive. He found the vampire lord curled up in a ball under his blankets. Still breathing. Can I get a hydrate check? Everybody drink some water. Stay healthy. Hydrate. Hell no! Shut the fuck up! Drink some water. Stay hydrated, folks, before I waterboard you. I will appear in your house. I will towel over your face. And I will drown you to get you to drink water. Okay? I only got warm soda? Is that like a metaphor for piss in a bottle? Don't drink that. Stop drinking it. Go get some water. Still breathing. There are a few... Unfortunately, no. What the fuck? I had 3 water bottles today. More than my 1 water bottle a day. That's awesome. Good job. Hi, Meowser. Oh, okay. We're not going to talk about that Yaoi video. We're going to talk about this vampire Yaoi. There were a few flecks of blood staining the sheets, but Mikhail's symptoms did not seem to be getting any worse otherwise. Or better. Cyrus decided to give it a few more hours before making his next move. Night. Looks like I'm going to have to stab the little shit. Cyrus walked down the hallway to Mikhail's room, extinguishing each candle he passed by. This is really sad, man. He really trusts me so much. Clutched tightly to his chest was a silver dagger. Nice stab. Cyrus did not knock when he reached Mikhail's door. As quietly as he could, he turned the knob and nudged the door open. Inside of the darkened room, he could see Mikhail's prone form, lying sound asleep on his bed. Cyrus approached, the carpeted floor muffling his footsteps. Oh yeah, it's time. Based on the slow rise and fall of his chest, Mikhail was unfortunately still alive, but not for long. This was it. This was his last chance to kill Mikhail tonight. The poisoning rendered Mikhail completely vulnerable. All Cyrus had to do was to plunge the dagger into his chest. Sorry. I'm gonna stab his ass. Stab him. Cyrus plunged the dagger down. At once, Mikhail's eyes flew open, and he seized Cyrus by his wrist before the blade could pierce his heart. Oh, this little shit. For someone who was supposed to be gravely ill from vervain poisoning, Mikhail was displaying a surprising amount of strength. Let me guess, the only way I can kill him is if I actually Rizz him. Mikhail shoved him back with so much force that he crashed onto the ground, the dagger clattering out of his hand. Cyrus quickly hauled himself back to his feet, only to realize that Mikhail was gone, and so was his dagger. Damn. He's inside me. He giving me back shots, bro. He giving me insane back shots. Sharp pain pierced through his back, driving all the way through his stomach. His own silver dagger poked out from beneath his sternum. Mikhail's breath tickled at his ear. Did you really think I wouldn't realize what you were up to? Just as abruptly, he wrenched the dagger out of Cyrus, causing him to crumble to the ground. Agony lanced through Cyrus's body with each breath that he took. Cyrus clutched at his midriff, trying to staunch the flow of blood that was quickly soaking through his shirt and vest. Did you really think that I would be as easy to get rid of as my useless old man? You're supposed to be poisoned. I am a pure blood, as though a scion of my noble bloodline could ever be killed by something as pathetic as poison. If you knew, then why didn't you stop me? Oh, it just amused me to see, too much to see you try so hard. It wasn't as though I was ever in any real danger. Cyrus could feel the strength draining from his body. Damn, we fucked up. Mikhail's voice sounded small and far away. Everything was fading fast all around him. Just then, something wet and hot flooded over his tongue. Mikhail had cut a gash into his wrist and shoved it into Cyrus's mouth. No way you're keeping me alive! With his other hand, he held Cyrus's head down, forcing Cyrus to drink from his bleeding wrist, forcing Cyrus to choke down mouthful after mouthful of warm blood. When Mikhail finally pulled away, Cyrus was left coughing and spluttering. It's because we're his favorite toy. However, he also found that he was no longer bleeding, and the wound where the dagger had pierced his stomach had closed up. Why? Why did you do that? I wasn't going to just let you die. Not that easily, anyway. Mikhail seized Cyrus by his throat and hoisted him up into the air. Listen here, doll. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you struggle, you will never be able to get rid of me. Because you're mine. Mine to drink from, mine to torture, and mine to kill. Mine to do with as I please. You will never be able to escape from me. And you will only die when I permit you to. Until then, there's still plenty of fun for us to be had together. Mikhail had dropped Cyrus onto his bed and tugged his head to the side. No! Unconsensual biting! This is not the route I thought that would happen in. I thought that would happen in the Rizz route. Mikhail, please. Mikhail sunk his fangs into Cyrus's exposed throat. Cyrus cried out in pain as his blood was drained from him. Mikhail drew back after he had his fill. He wiped a drop of blood away from the corner of his mouth. Ah, much better. Now that your wretched vervain has finally been purged from my body, let us have some fun together, shall we? Bad ending. Sad. Look at the little sad guy. Damn, chat, you fucked up, bro. You fucked up, chat. Alright, let's not stab him. Do not stab him. Cyrus did not move. The seconds dragged on, and he felt as though his limbs had frozen into solid blocks of ice. Although I still think we're gonna die. Time for the Riz? Too bad, bro. There's still more bad endings to get. Finally, with a soft gasp, he lowered the dagger. We're gonna get the good ending last, hopefully. He couldn't do it. He couldn't bring himself to kill Mikhail. It was one thing to pull some strings that might result in his death, but another altogether to drive a dagger into his heart himself. As he had held that blade over the vampire lord, Cyrus had a chilling feeling that something terrible would have happened if he had brought it down. Even though Cyrus thought that he no longer cared about what happened to himself, in the end his fear still won out. In the end he was still nothing but a useless coward. Ah. Cyrus stowed the dagger away in his vest and left just as silently as he had entered. If the poison did not take Mikhail by then, he would try again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. One day Cyrus might finally rid himself of the scourge that was Mikhail von Dietrich. But not today. Neutral ending. I guess it's just like Looney Tunes level of like, I'll get him tomorrow. Okay, let's back it up some more. So this time, last time we gave him the catalyst, let's give him the antidote. The doctor said you'll be fine. Take this. It'll make you feel better in no time. Mikhail drank the potion Cyrus gave him with no hesitation. I don't feel any difference. It doesn't take effect immediately. Here, drink this too, and it'll speed up your recovery. Mikhail obediently downed the second potion as well. As soon as the second vial was empty... Huh. The pain in my stomach has vanished. You know what? I feel much better now. Indeed, his complexion had returned to a much healthier shade of color. You have saved my life, Cyrus. I always knew I could count on you. He pulled Cyrus into a tight hug. You stay the hell away from my neck. Did you just slap my ass? Why am I drooling? Am I drooling? No, I'm not. No. That's just... It was a tiny little smudge on my PC monitor. Okay. But I am blushing. Huh? What? Lord Dietrich! Unhand me at once. It took him almost a minute to pry Mikhail off of himself. He just hugged me and slapped my ass. If you're feeling better now, there is plenty of work waiting for you to attend to. Why is that on your monitor? Look, I yell at my monitor a lot, okay? Sometimes I don't clean it every day, okay? Sometimes there's a little tiny dot from spit or something, okay? Jesus. I'm sure your monitor's so clean, okay? Bet you clean it every day. Fuck you. You probably don't even use a microfiber cloth. Nasty! You're sick. It is a little gross, I will admit. I clean it like once a week, okay? Look, you don't see it, bro, because it's always on. If you're feeling better now, there is plenty of work waiting for you to attend to. Right, work. There's always more work to do. If there is nothing else required from me, then I will take my leave. Very well. Oh, but do tell that Henry boy he is banned from the kitchens forever. I will inform him, but please do not blame him for this incident. I'm the one at fault here for failing to do my duty as your butler. It was only because of my negligence that something like this could have happened. For that, I apologize, my lord. Cyrus, it's all right. There's no need for you to be so hard on yourself. There's only need for you to be hard for me. You already made it up to me by taking care of me, didn't you? If you really feel sorry for me, how about you come over here and give me a kiss? Then I promise I'll forget any of this ever happened. Seeing as you have already made a full recovery, my lord, I must respectfully decline. Get the fuck out of here. Outside of Mikhail's room, Cyrus heaved a sigh of relief. He was lucky that Mikhail was too much of a love-struck fool to ask him any compromising questions. I know... Chat, did you forget that I started this whole thing by saying this game is how to not kill a vampire lord? And then I went on to say, this is a Yaoi visual novel. Did you forget that part? Did that not clock for you? Or to suspect him at all. There will be a good ending, okay? There will be a Yaoi ending, okay? We'll get in that boy's love, okay? Mikhail gives, like, creep vibes a little. If he wasn't a pretty vampire guy, we'd be super freaked out. I'm pretty sure Cyrus is super freaked out, because if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure he bit him when he was a kid and Cyrus was an adult already. And I'm pretty sure Mikhail liked him a lot. Concerning. On the other hand, it was rather disappointing that he was now back to square one of his plan to kill the vampire lord. No, it's just toxic Yaoi. Yet, a part of him felt that he had made the right choice. At least he could eliminate poison as an effective way to kill a vampire as strong as Mikhail. Afternoon! Mikhail's day had been cut short due to his sickness that morning, so he remained at home until the afternoon. Oh, a nice little garden. Cyrus was tending to his plants in the garden when the crunch of footsteps on grass drew his attention. Don't step on the lawn. I think the lawn will survive. Can I help you with something, my lord? No, I just wanted to watch you work. Cyrus shot a glare at the vampire lord. I like this background music. This is pretty shit, bro. Very 2000s? We need to return to the 2000s. He'd been planning on collecting more vervain from the secret patch he was cultivating in the garden. However, that wasn't going to be possible with Mikhail around. Do you not have more pressing matters to attend to? That pile of paperwork on my desk is certainly ever-growing, but a mere glance at them is enough to make my eyelids droop. I came out to get some fresh air. Am I not free to roam anywhere I please in my own home? If you are truly that idle, then you can help me with the garden. Cyrus expected Mikhail to take offense and storm off at the suggestion of submitting himself to menial labor. Instead, as you wish, Master Cyrus, how may I be of assistance? Take this can and go water the roses. To his surprise, Mikhail picked up the watering can and did as he requested. But Cyrus barely had time to unlock the door to the greenhouse where the vervain was growing before he was back. That was fast. I will be displeased if I were to find half the bushes withered by tomorrow. Do you have so little faith in me? Every single rose has been watered. You can verify for yourself. No need. It will not bode well if the lord of the Dietrich family cannot even complete such a simple task without supervision. Dude, this sounds like something out of, like, Baldur's Gate 3. What the hell? It's probably copyright, isn't it? Damn. I'm leaving it on. It's too good to turn off. Now take this trowel and go dig up the weeds. I never expected you to be such a tyrant. You really know how to work your servants to the bone. Shut up, nerd. Despite his whining, Mikhail obliged yet again. The sight of the haughty vampire lord hunched over on the ground, pulling weeds out of the dirt, brought a smile to Cyrus's face. I'm not gonna lie, though. I don't know why I'm saying this, but Mikhail made a good choice with the jacket over the shoulders. I'm not biased at all when I say that, but looking good, my homie. Looking good. It's a good choice. Let me just take my jacket off my shoulders. The sight of the haughty vampire lord hunched over on the ground, pulling weeds out of the dirt, brought a smile to Cyrus's face. But perhaps it should not have come as that much of a surprise. Mikhail often came to find Cyrus in the gardens too when he was younger. You're the new servant that father brought home? Yes, and who might you be? Oh, maybe he didn't bite me. You don't know who I am? I am Mikhail von Dietrich, the future heir to the Dietrich family. My apologies, young master. I've only been here for just a day. Your father has not had the time to make any introductions. Just call me Mikhail. You smell different from the other vampires. Perhaps because I've only recently been turned. You used to be a human? Yes. What was that like, being a human? Not that I have any interest in humans. I'm only curious. It was hell. Sag. Well, you're part of the Dietrich family now, and we take good care of our own here. Is there anything you need from me, Mikhail? No, I was just wondering what you were doing in the gardens. Your father told me I could explore the estate. I came here to look at the roses. Mikhail stared at his rose bushes before reaching out to pluck a rose off. Bend down. As Cyrus inclined his head slightly, Mikhail tucked the rose into his hair. It complements the color of your eyes. Haha. We have the same eye color. I know. I just thought it suits you somehow. The Mikhail that stood before Cyrus now was much taller and more obnoxious. I've removed the weeds, but my ring is all covered in filth now. Cleaning it would be such a hassle. If only I had a beautiful, kind, and generous butler to assist me. Indeed, the gaudy sapphire ring that sat upon Mikhail's finger was smeared with mud. Worse still, there was dirt trapped in between its golden grooves. Oh, that's bad. But Cyrus was well aware that this ring was not just any other accessory. It was Mikhail's ward, an enchanted piece of jewelry that allowed vampires to walk under sunlight unscathed. Cyrus's own one took the form of a simple necklace. Oh, another way to kill him! But Mikhail preferred something more ostentatious. Mikhail would not be able to leave his house without wearing that ring. Entrusting the upkeep of such an important item to someone else was unthinkable to Cyrus. Yet that was also the exact sort of reckless behavior only some as arrogant as Mikhail was capable of. It was the perfect opportunity to render him vulnerable. So if I take his ring, is he just gonna immediately burst into flames and go, ah? Or is this gonna be like, I'm a high vampire, I can stand in the light for a while? Agree to clean his ring. As you wish, my lord. Or we just give him a fake one. Go on then, take it off. Here, under the sun. Certainly, if you don't mind me turning into ashes. Let us head back inside. Mikhail led Cyrus back to the house and into his bedroom. He drew all the curtains shut, permitting not a single ray of sunlight to shine through. He slipped his ring off and tossed it at Cyrus. Be quick now, darling. I shall eagerly await your return. Cyrus contemplated his chances of yanking the curtains open again and burning Mikhail to death. But the vampire would probably become suspicious the moment he approached the windows. However, another plan had already formed in Cyrus's mind as he rinsed and polished the ring. Mikhail's late father, Lord Adalbert von Dietrich, had been in possession of a large collection of jewelry. Bro, this guy's got aura! This guy's hot as fuck. What the hell? That guy was way hotter. Cyrus spared no effort in finding another sapphire ring similar in size and make to Mikhail's. Well, it wasn't completely identical, as Mikhail's one was custom made. It was virtually indistinguishable unless one looked very closely. The key difference was that this ring was only a decorative one, without any magical properties whatsoever. And Cyrus only needed Mikhail to wear it right up until he opened the curtains, upon which he would be burnt to a crisp. I've got a cat now. When Mikhail's ring tucked safely into his pocket, and the fake ring in his hand, Cyrus returned to his bedroom. Here is your ring, my lord. Thank you, darling. Your work is as impeccable as always. It looks almost as good as new. Do open the curtains, will you? Oh my god, are we actually gonna get him? I'd like to take a better look at it under the light. Cyrus held his breath as he approached the windows. Just then, there was a crash of thunder, followed by the sound of rain pelting against glass windows. Are you fucking for real? Cyrus yanked the curtains wide open. No sunlight flooded into the room to set Mikhail on fire. So this game the name is in the title, okay? The sky was completely overcast and rain poured down in sheets. How unfortunate. It appears that we will have to spend the rest of the day indoors. My roses! They're gonna get overwatered! The rain did not cease until evening. By the time the clouds cleared from the sky, the sun had already set. Down. Evening. Evening rolled around, and the servants of the Dietrich household busied themselves with dinner service. As the head butler of the Dietrich family, Cyrus was in charge of overseeing the preparations. Henry, who had been banned from the kitchens after the morning's fiasco, had been relegated to serving duty instead. Yet the poor lad had looked more nervous than ever, spilling a bowl of soup onto himself and nearly knocking over a lit candle. Based on what Cyrus knew of the boy, the more skittish he was, the more mistakes he made. If Cyrus didn't step in, there was a high chance that Henry might end up causing a catastrophic accident during dinner. But another darker thought occurred to him. Pushing Henry over the edge might lead to the exact sort of disaster that could help Cyrus get rid of Mikhail. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Encourage Henry! Encourage Henry! Henry, a word, please. Yes, sir. There's no need for you to be so tense. Lord Dietrich will not bite your head off. I've already caused him enough trouble. If I mess up again, he might just throw me out. I'll give you my word that I will not allow that. And fretting so much will not do you any good. Just act as you normally do, and you'll be fine. I will try my best, Master Cyrus. That is all I require from you. In the dining room, Mikhail sat at the head of the candlelit banquet table as the servants started to file in. Dinner was usually a formal occasion for the Dietrich family, especially when Mikhail's father and sister were still around. And their sister died. His father, Adalbert, would sometimes invite Cyrus to join them as well. Oh, that's nice. But now that Mikhail was the only one left at the table, the extravagant and almost ceremonial proceedings seemed a little excessive. Cyrus stood by the side, observing in silence. The service went smoothly at first, and an appetizer of tomato soup was served. Next came the main course of rare steak. As he cut into the meat, Mikhail gestured for his cup of blood to be refilled. Henry stumbled forward and picked up a glass. His hands remained steady as he filled the glass and set it back down onto the table carefully, without any incident. Cyrus let out a breath he didn't realize he had been holding. Wait, did I do the opposite? Did I do the good thing or the bad thing, chat? Dessert followed shortly after, and Mikhail was served a slice of red velvet cake. Oh, I thought encouraging him was the bad thing. I thought I was supposed to reprimand him. Whoops. Gooey chocolate oozed out from beneath the layers of the cake as Michael cut into it. Damn, I did the good thing? Fuck! Cyrus's stomach growled. Hey. I've got a cat next to me. I'm petting him, but... Have you eaten yet? It is customary for a servant to eat only after their master. Don't concern yourself with such silly rules. Join me, I insist. With no other choice, Cyrus took a seat next to Mikhail. Mikhail cut off a piece of cake with his fork and held it up to Cyrus's lips. Try some. Red velvet cake is your favorite, isn't it? The other servants gathered in the room had begun to whisper among themselves. Henry was staring at them wide-eyed, but he blushed and averted his gaze when Cyrus caught him. I must refuse, my lord. This is most inappropriate. It wouldn't do for my loyal butler to starve while I gorge myself on delicacies. Okay, the music needs to chill out. It's a little loud, bro. Have some cake. Really, I insist. Cyrus flushed red. As quickly as he could, he bit off the piece of cake on Michael's fork. He barely resisted, letting out a moan as his tongue came into contact with the rich, decadent chocolate. What the fuck? Bro. It was the perfect balance of flavors. Sweet, but not overly so. Why did he moan, man? Why did the game make that sound effect? That's insane. A second forkful of cake was already waiting at his lips. This is hardly necessary, my lord. I am perfectly capable of eating it by myself. But I find this much more enjoyable. You fed me this morning. I'm only repaying the favor. Now open up. Cyrus's defenses were crumbling away as he recalled the taste of the cake. Tossing all of his reservations aside, he ate the second piece off of Mikhail's fork, even licking the excess chocolate away. That was the game. He became acutely aware of the fact that Mikhail was staring at him the entire time. Still, he continued to eat every bite that he was offered, until all that was left on Mikhail's plate were a few crumbs. Ahem. It seems that you have eaten all of my dessert. I only ate what you offered. Well, yes, but don't you think I should be compensated with another dessert? I will fetch you another slice of cake from the kitchens. I have no interest in cake. Hey, step away! Will you allow me to drink from you? As compensation for eating my dessert. You tricked me! That doesn't seem like a fair exchange. Then I'll let you have 2 slices of cake. Hey, your cheeks? Does he mean an actual slice of cake, or does he mean his booty cheeks? Your attempt at bribery is laughable. I have free access to the kitchen to indulge in as much cake as I want. I'll give you anything else that you want. Ow! Women. And then walk away. I'll consider it. Which is to say, you're not refusing. Are you offering me a say in the matter? Why bother when you can simply take whatever you please, as and when you like? Do you truly believe that I am despicable enough to force you? If you do not wish to be despicable, then I hate you, chat. I'm in the middle of getting rizzed up by some vampire lord right now. And you're throwing stuff at me. You're bonking me. Why? Why? If you do not wish to be despicable, then accept that I will only offer you my blood on my own terms. It's okay, what's up? Enjoy the rest of your evening, my lord. Having utterly humiliated himself, Cyrus fled from the room at the first opportunity. Yeah, I wanted those booty cheeks. Not a slice of cake. Although, I will not lie. Red velvet cake, that's pretty good. It's nice. I like red velvet cake, okay? But I'm just saying. Man. If it was my favorite cake, that'd be a different story. Cyrus walked down the hallway to Mikhail's room, extinguishing each candle he passed by. Clutched tightly to his chest was a silver dagger. No, I know what red velvet cake is not just chocolate cake. Red velvet cake is not just chocolate cake. That's like handing someone a cheesecake and saying, yeah, this is just cheese. Fuck is wrong with you? You're insane. It is not! It's got cream cheese filling in it, and a shit ton of vanilla frosting. What? No, it's not just chocolate cake, you people are crazy! You people have no taste! Red velvet cake is wasted on you. It's wasted. I'm just gonna hand you a piece of fucking cocoa bean and say, it's just chocolate. Eat it. I hate you. I hate you so much, Chad. I'm gonna be like, I'm making steak and potatoes for dinner, chat, and I'm gonna hand you a fucking fingernail and a leaf, and I'm gonna be like, what's wrong with that? It's basically steak and potatoes. I mean, it is chocolate cake, and you're leaving out a big chunk of stuff, okay? Because if it was just chocolate cake, then it'd be pretty different than what it is currently, okay? God, Chad, God. It's not chocolate. It's not just chocolate cake, man. That cream cheese filling does the work, okay? That vanilla frosting on the outside tastes amazing, okay? If you put your mind to it's just chocolate cake. If you put your mind to it, I hate you. If you put your mind to it, we could rub those two brain cells together and you could learn what flavor is, okay? I hate you all. Disrespecting the goddamn bakers, bro. Never had red velvet cake. I like more than chalky cake. Well, I mean that's like up to you, right? Like if you like cream cheese filling or not, but I'm not gonna lie, I way prefer red velvet over chocolate cake. Chocolate cake's very basic. Like, it's good in a pinch, you know? It's basic. It's basic. Chocolate cake, you know? Can't go wrong with chocolate. But red velvet cake is such an upgrade, man. Now you're mixing flavors now, you know? Now you're really spicing it up, you know? You're giving that swirl of flavor. You know? It's like having meatloaf. No, that's not. It's like frying up some ground beef or making some meatloaf, you know? You know, ground beef meatloaf is just ground beef, but it's got a bunch of flavors mixed in there, you know? Making food good, okay, chat? Make your food good, okay? Stop eating boiled chicken and white rice. Cyrus did not knock when he reached... Okay, I'm gonna skip this because I think, yeah, we have some options. Even a powerful vampire like Mikhail was vulnerable in his sleep. All Cyrus had to do was plunge the dagger into his chest. Yeah, I'm gonna save again. Stab him. Is this the same? At once, his eyes flew open. He seized Cyrus by his wrist. Whoa there. All right, whoa. Woe is me. I'm so woe. Woe is me. I'm so woe. You guys get that? Y'all are probably too young for that. I must stop you right there. In his shock, Cyrus released the dagger and it clattered to the ground. You were awake this whole time. Well, yes. I couldn't exactly fall asleep knowing that I might receive a surprise visit. If you knew what I had been planning, why did you not try to stop me? It simply amused me more to see you try so hard. It wasn't as though I was ever in any real danger. Cyrus had never felt more humiliated in his life. No! He stowed his dagger away and was about to storm out of the room when Mikhail caught onto his arm. Wait. This implies that he does this constantly. Wait. Considering that you attempted multiple times to murder me today, Cyrus, I think you owe me the truth. Do you really despise me that much? I won't be angry. I don't care that you tried to kill me. And I don't care if you'll try to kill me again tomorrow. Mikhail, none of those things are important to me. I only care about you. Don't pretend that you care about my feelings. Never mind, he really did just say, I don't really care. Cyrus, I do. I really... If you truly despise me, I will not impose on you any further. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Yes. Yes, I hate you, Mikhail von Dietrich. I hate how you always do as you please. I think this is actually on the way to the good ending. I hate how you always do as you please. I hate how you have no regard for anyone or anything except for your own amusement. I hate your utter lack of responsibility. How you always foist your work onto me. How you always require me to wait on you hand and foot, despite being a grown man. You're rude, selfish, and entitled. You're constantly behaving inappropriately, and frankly, you're an embarrassment to your family name. That's a little harsh, even for you, darling. Don't interrupt me. You asked for my true feelings, so you will listen to every word I say. I hate that you saved me from being executed after your father's death. I hate that you simply refused to let me die. That you just had to bind me to your service instead. But despite all that, above anything else, what I hate the most about you is how much I still care about you. I hate the way that you make me feel. I thought that killing you would mean that I could finally be free of those feelings. But I don't know if I can bear to be rid of you once and for all. I don't know if I can bear the thought of losing you. You're all that I have left. Cyrus. Wow. That's, rather unexpected. Mikhail pulled Cyrus into a tight embrace, allowing Cyrus to cry into his chest. Hey, here. Don't cry. I'm here now. And I will always be here. You will not get rid of me that easily. Mikhail stroked Cyrus's hair gently to console him, wiping streaks of tears away from the corners of his eyes. Chat, maybe we were only trying to kill him so much because we wanted to make sure there was no way he would be able to actually leave us. Nah, that's cringe. Let's just kill him. Does this mean I can kiss you? Insufferable bastard! Ah! Nice. that kind of scared me, actually. I did not think that's what we were going to go into right away. Oh god, men kissing. I just didn't think that was what was going to happen. I forgot that he's a tsundere. Tsundere. Sundir. To Sundir. There we go. That's how you pronounce it. Cyrus seized the front of his shirt and pulled Mikhail into a deep kiss. Mikhail froze in surprise, but soon relaxed into the kiss, his mouth chasing Cyrus's hungrily. They only broke apart when both of them ran out of breath. Your lips taste so sweet, just like your scent. Mikhail nuzzled against the side of Cyrus's neck, his lips teasing, yet his teeth did not graze his skin. Go ahead. Pardon me. You can... if you'd like. Are you certain? I do not wish to hurt you. I will not make the same offer twice. Oh, it's different this time, because now we're like, oh. We're like, oh. Mikhail wasted no time in covering Cyrus's neck in kisses before sinking his fangs into his throat. Cyrus let out a shuddering moan as he felt his blood being drained from his body. Mikhail. All he could do was cling on tighter to the vampire lord, but he's behind you. Oh, I like the little fangs. As soon as he had his fill, Michael laughed at the puncture marks he left on Cyrus's neck. They quickly faded away. I suppose you would not mind staying here tonight. What? Cyrus's only response was to kiss him again. Dawn! The next morning, Cyrus was awoken by the sensation of something tickling at his ear. Well, Mikhail, stop that. As the last vestiges of sleep faded away, Cyrus became aware of the fact that every inch of his body was in great pain. I guess we had a pillow fight. A dull ache spasmed up his spine the moment he attempted to move. His neck was a mottled mess of red bite marks and bruises. Aw, you got bed bugs in here, man. Mikhail's lips brushed at the tip of his ear again. Good morning to you too, doll. Don't call me that. Darling, sweetheart, sugar, baby. Be quiet. Cyrus struggled to entangle himself from the sheets to sit upright. Yeah, a good pillow fight. Yo, bye, Mikey. He barely managed... Yo, I know this song! Definitely copyright. He barely managed to prop himself up on his arms before he flopped down again with a low groan. Definitely copyright. What are you doing? You'll hurt yourself. Need to fetch breakfast. Classical music? Listen a little bit harder. Listen a little bit harder. Nonsense. Maybe this is a classical song that got sampled in the future, though. Nonsense. Don't even think about taking a step out of this room today. Not in this state. You're a beast, Mikhail von Dietrich. Guilty as charged. I'll send for someone else to bring us breakfast. Oh, before I forget. Mikhail bent down to pick up an article of clothing on the floor. Cyrus vaguely recognized it as his uniform vest. I believe there is something that belongs to me. Mikhail rummaged in his pocket and pulled out a single sapphire ring. His real ring that Cyrus had replaced. Wait, I can explain. Give me your hand. Cyrus held his hand out tentatively. Mikhail slid the ring onto his finger. No way, man. What? There. From now on, you belong to me. I can't keep this. You're going to burn to death without it. As touched as I am by your concern, there's no need to worry about me. I'll be getting another ring for myself after all. A ruby one will complement your sapphire one quite nicely, don't you think? In the meantime, I hope you don't mind if I borrow this. Mikhail hooked a finger around Cyrus's necklace and tugged it off. I don't like you wearing a gift from someone else, but I can't be seen wearing your ring. It would be most inappropriate. Enlighten me, then. What situation would render it appropriate? If we were to be wed, perhaps? What? I suppose there is no harm in planning for it as soon as possible. Would you prefer a church wedding? Or a private dinner party? Who agreed to marry you? Don't be like that, darling. So tell me, would you prefer to wear a suit or a wedding dress? I think you would look most fetching in a wedding dress. I will kill you, Mikhail von Dietrich. I swear if it's the last thing I do. Oh, I look forward to it, darling. Good ending! So you guys can see the bats. Let me break my neck. Wow. So what is that? What is that? One bad ending and a neutral ending and... A bad ending, a neutral ending, a good ending. What do we got? We got another neutral ending, chat. There's another neutral ending. Okay. Load up. So this time, last time we told the truth. Let's try lying. Let's try lying. And now let's skip. Wait, what? Wait, he just basically said the same thing. I've hated you since the day that you saved me from being executed. Oh, how I so wish to have died that day. Yet you robbed even that freedom from me. I didn't want to lose you. You lost me the moment you replaced the chain your father placed upon me with your own. And every living day, I wish that you were dead too, so that I could finally be free of you and your wretched family. Damn, bro. The lying is hard. I never knew you felt that way. Because you never cared about how I felt. I'm sorry. Are you going to kill me? You know I'm not capable of that. Perhaps you should leave. Will you let me go? If that is what you wish. How can I keep you tethered to a place that makes you so deeply unhappy? Very well. Then I expect that this is the last we will see of each other. As Cyrus strode towards the door, he heard Mikhail call after him. Wait! Where will you go? That is no longer any of your concern. Farewell, Lord Dietrich. The night that Adalbert von Dietrich died, Cyrus remained in that forest until dawn. No matter how far he fled, he knew that he would eventually be hunted down. In the morning, Cyrus walked back down to the Dietrich estate, where he was seized by the Queen's personal guard, led by Scarlet von Dietrich. For the grave crime of not only failing to protect, but abandoning the master that he served, Cyrus was sentenced to death. Scarlet was convinced that he was guilty of luring their father to his death, and Cyrus had not been given a chance to defend himself. After all, as a mere thrall, his life was worthless compared to that of his highborn pureblood who had sacrificed himself to save him. Oh! Cyrus had convinced himself that this was the fate he deserved. He had killed the first person who had ever shown him any kindness, and he accepted that he would die for it. That's why he wants to die. Because his life was hell as a human. So the dad treated him well and was a good man, but died for him? Good plot twist. I kind of saw it coming when he confessed his love and all that, but still, in his death, Cyrus would be freed from pain and suffering. But right before they lit the pyre, Mikhail, proud, reckless, and stupid Mikhail, swept in from the fray to save the day. As the new head of the Dietrich family, Mikhail stood against his own sister and vouched for Cyrus's innocence. And just like that, Cyrus was spared, under the condition that he would continue to serve Mikhail and the Dietrich family faithfully. Sorry, I'm just drinking some tea. Oh, this is a cool shot. This is good CG. The moon hung high in the sky as a lone figure walked out of the gates of the Dietrich estate. From that point onwards, Cyrus could not be certain of what would become of himself. Perhaps he might be apprehended the very next day for leaving the family he swore to serve. Perhaps he would be ambushed by a stray hunter concealed among the trees. Or perhaps left out on his own, he would begin to lose his mind. Until he had all but morphed into a monster lurking in the shadows, slaughtering indiscriminately to slake his own thirst for blood. But from that point onwards, he would no longer walk the same path as Mikhail von Dietrich. Whatever fate awaited him was one he had chosen for himself. Neutral end. Hobo ending. I'm kidding. Homeless ending. God damn, bro. Did we really just get hit by a homeless ending? Damn. So I think that's all the endings. Yeah. One good ending, one bad, and two neutral. So we got the bad ending. And the other neutral was that we just walked away. Cool. Cool. I'm happy with that. There's more to the game, by the way. You can check that out yourself, bros. I feel like you should check it out yourself. I feel like this is a great chance for chat. Wait, did we see that? Did we see that, actually? Wait, maybe we didn't see that. There's something I want to see, actually. I don't know. I want to go through the other options, actually. Let's... Okay, I lied. I did that. Did we do this? Did we not stab him? We stabbed him, right? Did we not stab him? Did not stab him. Cyrus couldn't bring himself to kill the one person who had been by his side all along. My cat is bad. He's trying to get behind my PC. We did both. Oh, wait. But no, we didn't. Because it's saying not... It's not saying... I can't skip this. How could he kill the young lord that he had... Not in this route. I should mention. We didn't do this in this route. Because we picked a different option earlier. How could he kill the young lord that he had taken care of for so many years in cold blood? Well, what do we have here? Cyrus nearly screamed and dropped his dagger when he realized Mikhail's eyes were open and staring at him. What a surprise. I would have never expected my prim and proper butler to seek me out so late at night. Not that I have any complaints. Why don't you come a little closer, darling? I shall be most eager to keep you company tonight. I'm not here for that purpose. Oh... Then what might a pretty little thing like you be doing in the bedroom of a gentleman such as myself in the middle of the night? Mikhail reached out and grabbed the front of Cyrus's shirt, yanking him closer until their faces were almost touching. He just slapped my ass! I was... unable... Sorry, I'm looking at my cat. Unable to come up with a better excuse on the spot, Cyrus blurted out. For goodness sake, I was trying to kill you, not sleep with you. See, I even brought a dagger. Why are you laughing? Shouldn't you be angry? Oh, I'm well aware of your silly little attempts to do away with me, darling. I just never expected you to admit it. What? If you knew what I had been planning, why did you not try to stop me? Okay, I can skip this. Why did you stop? What nonsense are you speaking now? Why did you stop before you stabbed me? Why not simply bring the dagger down and kill me and be done with it? Continue this line of questioning, and I might change my mind. Haha, you won't. Only because you'd simply overpower me. Tell me the truth, Cyrus. Oh, okay. I think this is the same. I think this will have the same outcome. I can't bring myself to be rid of you once and for all. Can't bear the thought of losing you, because you're all that I have left. Yep, same. Lie. Same. Okay. So there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more that we haven't done yet. This? Oh yeah, we didn't do this, did we? Okay, wait. So we encourage... Let's reprimand Henry. Henry, a word, please. Yes, sir. Made an awful lot of mistakes today. You blunder at breakfast nearly caused Lord Dietrich to lose his life. I'm so sorry, sir. I swear I didn't mean to cause any trouble. There's no excuse for your shoddy work. Lord Dietrich has been thinking of releasing you from his service. No, please. I promise I'll do better. Please just give me another chance. Then I will expect a perfect dinner service tonight. Fumble one more time and you will be out on your own. Yes, of course, sir. I promise I won't let you down. Okay, skip. Oh, okay, this time he broke the glass. But his hand shook so hard that the glass slipped right out of his fingers and crashed onto the table, knocking over a row of candles. Lord Dietrich! Henry's warning shout came too late. The flames from the candles leapt towards Mikhail, catching onto his cravat. Mikhail yelped and uttered a string of curses, pounding at the flames to put them out. Yet all that accomplished was setting his hand ablaze, while the fire continued to spread across his chest. What the fuck is happening? The remaining servants dissolved into a state of panic, some fleeing from the scene while others shouted orders. One attempted to blow out the blaze with a tablecloth, but only succeeded at catching that on fire too. Okay, I'm glad we went back for more options. Amidst the flames, Cyrus met Mikhail's eyes and was surprised to see fear reflected in them. Cyrus, what are you doing? Help me! Oh. Do not help Mikhail. Cyrus did not move an inch. He simply stared at Mikhail as he burned. Cyrus! Cyrus, please! Mikhail's eyes narrowed. His expression morphed from fear to rage. Only for him to be abruptly drenched from head to toe as Henry dumped an entire vase full of water onto him. God damn it, Henry! The flames sputtered out, leaving only a soaking wet and slightly scorched vampire lord. You! Mikhail rose to his feet and seized Henry by his throat. You useless buffoon! Sir, I'm so sorry. I was only trying to help. You ruined everything. Get out! Get the fuck out! Get out of my sight! He threw Henry to the ground. Henry sobbed in terror, yet he latched onto Mikhail's leg. Please don't cast me out, Lord Dietrich, please. I promise I can do better. Please give me another chance. Mikhail kicked him to the side. Please, Lord Dietrich. I have nowhere else to go. I won't survive out there. I don't want to become a rogue. I'll be killed by the hunters. Next time you dare show your wretched face to me, I will personally rip your head off and feed the pieces of your corpse to the werewolves. Seeing that Mikhail was not about to relent, Henry turned to Cyrus. Master Cyrus, please. Please don't throw me out. I'll do anything, I'm begging you. Cyrus averted his gaze. It was impossible to look into Henry's tear-filled eyes and face the guilt of what he had done. He'd ruined this poor boy's life, and to what end? Mikhail was still alive. Just go, Henry. The servant boy had to be dragged from the room, kicking and screaming. That's so fucked up. And then only Cyrus and Mikhail were left in the wake of that disastrous dinner. Mikhail, I can explain. Cyrus placed a hand upon Mikhail's shoulder, but Mikhail shook it off. Leave me. Without another word to Cyrus, Mikhail stormed out of the dining room. Okay, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna stab him. Stab. Yep. Oh. And one more thing before I forgot. He drank my blood. Oh, he took the ring out. So this is the same. I'll be having this back. But I don't think you deserve this. Mikhail grabbed onto Cyrus's necklace and yanked it off. He flung it to the ground where it shattered into several fragments. Oops. Looks like you won't be leaving this room anytime soon. Now let us have some fun together, shall we? So this was the bad ending. This was the bad ending where he bit us, and now he's doing bad things to us. Unfortunate. Okay, let's not stab him. Tomorrow he would try again. The day after? Okay. Interesting. So the routes are a little different, depending on what you do. Depending on what you do, they're a little different. Okay. So we did that one. Did we do this? Refuse to clean his ring. I do not think it would be wise to allow someone else to handle such an important belonging of yours, my lord. Why not? I trust you. Well, I would rather not shoulder the blame should your ring be lost or damaged. You wouldn't be that careless. Are you willing to take that risk? What fun is there in life without risks? But since you are so reluctant, I will not compel you. Wait, did they get freaky? What happens in the bad ending? He raped him. And you're asking me if he got freaky. So that was the bad ending, remember, where he bit him unconsensually? He then smashed the necklace that lets him walk outside in the sun, and then he locked the door. And as Cyrus was kind of crying, he said, Let's have some fun tonight. And it looks like you're not going to be able to leave this room anytime soon. So this is Toxic Yaoi. That's a bit harsh, by the way. He's still... Brother. Okay, anyways, moving on. So the difference in that... So in the other version of the bad ending, he just bites him unconsensually. Like, he just bites him, takes his blood, and he said no. You know, because he tried to kill him. And then he keeps him alive, right? He feeds him his blood to keep him alive. So in that version, if you take the ring, he takes the ring back, and instead of the good ending where he gives you the ring, instead he just takes your necklace that lets you go outside and says, "You're stuck with me, buddy." So no, the answer is he didn't get freaky with it. He got a little evil with it, okay? I apologize. I already have my hands full with gardening. Very well. I suppose I best return to my mountain work of paperwork as well. Okay, so a little different. A few minutes after Mikhail's departure, the skies turned gray and a light drizzle began. It slowly turned into a heavy downpour, and Cyrus was forced to abandon his gardening and spend the rest of the afternoon indoors. Okay, skip. So there's this one or this one. Let's reprimand him. Do not help him. I want to be mean to him, like, constantly. I want to see what happens. Let's have some fun together, shall we? Bad ending. Nothing different, huh? Is really the only option? Poison the goblet of blood. Poured it into the goblet. The colorless liquid had little impact on the consistency and appearance of the blood. It did make the liquid smell a bit more herbal, but he probably wouldn't notice anything. At least Cyrus hoped. Wait, maybe in this one he will die because he won't spit it up. He won't spit it out. Lord Dietrich, your breakfast is here. Come in. Save. Okay, save. Agreed to feed. No, I'm going to refuse, because I don't think we ever refused. I will not feed you under any circumstances. If you do not wish to eat, then suit yourself. As Cyrus picked up the tray of breakfast, Mikhail grabbed his sleeve. Wait. I suppose since you went through the trouble of bringing it all the way here, I'll try it. But just one bite. Here, Aya. This is a really great way to make sure you can go to bed on time. There. There. I just timed them out. Yeah. One, if you should be asleep, go to sleep, chat. You can always watch the VOD on YouTube, okay? Just go to sleep, bro. Also, if you're young enough that your parents are going to be upset that you stayed up late, you probably shouldn't be here in the first place. Yo, have a good night, Gardania. Bye. But just one bite. Mikhail gingerly scooped up a spoonful of porridge and placed it in his mouth. He spat it out again almost instantly. Gods, that is disgusting. What in blazes did that stupid boy put in here? He picked up the goblet of blood and gulped it down in one go to wash away the taste of the porridge. Blah! What's wrong with this blood? Yo, Raiders! Hi! Thank you for the raid! My name's Clock. I'm the Clockwork Catboy VTuber, and we're playing a visual novel right now, a Yaoi visual novel. Appreciate the raid. I hope you guys had a great stream. Nice to meet you. You've got a raid and dash. I totally understand if you're tired after your stream, but I hope you guys had a good stream, and welcome to mine. What were you guys playing? BBB Barai raid. Playing a visual novel via JRPG dungeon crawler. Nice. I love that stuff. I play a lot of games like that. That's very cool. We're actually wrapping up this visual novel. So unfortunately, well, I guess this is the beginning of it because we're ending hunting right now. What's wrong with this blood? How could someone possibly make blood taste bad? I think I'm going to be sick. Yeah, it's a vampire. Yaoi, by the way. I need to lie down for a bit. Mikhail collapsed heavily onto his bed. We need to fire that kid. But Henry, kid. Okay, I'm gonna skip, because we saw this. I thought you'd be happy that I saved his life. It's called Kowloon High School Chronicle, and no worries. Awesome. Ah, that's cool, that's cool. Well, I hope you guys had a great stream. And thank you for the raid once again. No one in his life was only in danger because of you. Okay, Mikhail groaned into his pillow as a response. Ugh. Outside of Mikhail's bedroom, Cyrus's heart was thumping in excitement. The vervain was now in Mikhail's system. By the way, this is called How Not to Kill a Vampire Lord, okay? And basically the story is we're playing as Cyrus, this butler, and we're trying to kill our vampire lord so that we can die. So that we can die. Except we may or may not have feelings for said lord. And the lord definitely likes us a lot. The vervain was now in Mikhail's system, and with any luck, he would gradually become more and more ill until death took him. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead. Sorry to the newcomers, I already played this whole thing. It's like an hour long, but definitely check it out yourself on... Either you can check out my YouTube video, I'm gonna be posting of it tomorrow, or you can play the game yourself, and it'd be really awesome. Whoops. Give him the catalyst. I'm gonna do all the bad things. I'm gonna try to see if we can actually kill him. Give him the catalyst. Stab him! So the catalyst is like more poison, basically. And now I'm going to finish the job. Okay. Fuck, he grabbed the dagger. Fuck! I can't kill this fucker. It's too powerful. Okay, skip. No, he just fucking... He killed me. He killed me, chat. He fucking drank my blood, bro. He drank my blood, bro. Wait, I just saved that, didn't I? Did I not save? Did I not save, chat? Did I not save? Is this a save? This bastard. Ah! Do not stab. Damn! Can't poison him enough. Did I not save? I don't remember. Oh, was this my save? This is my save. Give him the antidote. Give him the cast. I'll give him the antidote. No. Yes. Yes, give him the antidote. Agree to clean it. Reprimand Henry. Do not help him. Do everything bad. Stab him. Still caught the dagger? No! Okay. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you can kill him. There's only one bad ending, 2 neutral endings, and a good ending, and we got them all. But I wanted to see if there was an ending I could actually stab him in. I could not. Unfortunately. Stab him. We'll never be able to mortar him. He's too powerful of a vampire lord. But if you are interested in the game, we just finished it basically. I'm going to be uploading it to my YouTube channel. Definitely check out my YouTube. I'm MrClockWorks on YouTube. And I play a lot of visual novels, horror games, RPG Maker games, indie games in general, and I upload daily on the YouTube. And if you like Yaoi, Yuri, romance games, I also like to throw in those games too. Definitely check it out, okay? I'm also a little more popular over there than on Twitch, but that's okay, because I always stream on Twitch. And as for you, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry we could not kill him, but I am happy that we did get a good ending. Hey yo. It was a little freaky, that good ending, if you ask me. Definitely a little freaky. If you enjoyed the video, please click that like button and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. We're so close to 50K on YouTube right now. 500 subs away. Let's make it happen, okay? It's never gonna happen, but it's gonna happen one of these days, okay? So close. So please subscribe. It helped me a lot. If you enjoyed this video, we got lots more. We got lots of Yaoi. We got more vampire videos. We got more horror games. Lots of shit on the channel just like this, and it's so good, okay? Seriously. Check it out. And, with that, I'm clocking out. So thank you everybody so much. Thank you all my current subscribers. Seriously, 50K or 49K or 50 subscribers, period. Thank you all so much. You guys are awesome, okay? It doesn't really matter to me that much. It's just really cool to have more, I guess. But you guys are really awesome. I really appreciate for watching the video. That is everything. I'm clocking out, so I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. YouTube, I'm back. We were talking about how Cyrus was, we were talking in the chat about the power dynamic and how we were talking about how, you know, he's his butler and he has so much control, Mikhail, over Cyrus. And we were talking about how, you know, the age gap, you know, he's seen him since he was a child. It didn't really matter, the age gap, though. They're vampires, you know. He could be like 100 years old at this point. It doesn't matter. But we were talking more so about how this power dynamic is very hard on them. And how, obviously, Cyrus admired the father a lot. Adalbert or whatever. And how he was a good lord. And how he treated, the family treats their servants really well. You know, and he literally wanted to die with his master. And so Mikhail kind of ruined that. And that's where this hatred comes from. But, you know, he still, like, likes him in his own way. It's just different, right? And so he's fighting this. And Mikhail is a snot-nosed brat. And so either if you're mean to him all the way, he forces himself on you. And he forces his love on you. Or if you're nice to him at some points, and you express your feelings and tell him what's wrong, then you can get the good ending. And the neutral ending is just running away from your problems, right? Literally running away from your problems, like just like another day. Or literally running out of the house and leaving. But we actually didn't try being nice to him, I realized, after talking about that. I don't think we tried being nice to him completely. So let's try poisoning... I don't know, poisoning the porridge? And then refuse to feed him? I don't know. Refuse to feed him? Is he gonna eat it? I'll try it, but just one bite. So no matter what, I think you poison him. Spat it out almost instantly. Okay. Okay, he drank the blood. Okay, skip. Cyrus, There's no point in us wasting any more words on this matter. Just get that slop you claim to be breakfast out of my sight. So he didn't eat much, so he won't be poisoned. Seeing as Mikhail was in a poor mood, Cyrus had no choice but to take his leave. Okay, it didn't work. What a waste of my time. Yeah, we tried poisoning the goblet. He drinks it all, and then he just gets poisoned. Cyrus's first attempt to kill Mikhail had ended in a complete failure. Okay, so we haven't done this route. After breakfast, Cyrus busied himself with sorting through the new letters that arrived at Dietrich Manor. One in particular caught his interest. Oh, new! It was contained in a sealed envelope and addressed to Mikhail from his sister Scarlett von Dietrich. Curious about its contents, Cyrus contemplated opening the letter to take a look. Mikhail probably wouldn't mind. He deemed reading letters too boring and frequently asked Cyrus to read them for him anyways. Sometimes Cyrus even had to write replies back in his name. Lazy. Being the responsible butler that he was, Cyrus usually had no choice but to oblige. Oh, new route! Okay, cool. We didn't see this. Read the letter. Cyrus broke the seal in the envelope and opened the letter. Dear brother, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to inform you of some recent developments in my investigation into Father's death. Despite the raids we have conducted on their hideouts, the remnants of that group of hunters remain at large. They have last been seen spotted near the Shearing Woods. Thus do take caution should you find yourself in that area. If you're heading to Vierne, I would recommend to avoid traveling through those woods. The more popular route through the village of Gris should be busy enough to be safe. On another note, I know we've had our disagreements about this matter, but I would still advise you to be careful around Cyrus. I understand that you do not think he is responsible for Father's death, but I do not believe he is as innocent as he appears to be. Consider this. It was only on his suggestion that Father took the detour that led him to the hunters. And how was he able to flee while the Father fell to those hunters? Should a truly loyal servant not remain with their master until the end? In any case, I can no longer replace my trust in him. We now know, because of the other ending, that Cyrus's master, the Father, saved his life and made him run. There's nothing else noteworthy to report on my end, but I shall keep you informed if there are any further developments. Regards, your sister Scarlet. P.S. The Queen extends her greeting to you and is looking forward to your attendance at the next gathering of the Crimson Circle. Upon perusing the letter, Cyrus was thankful that he had gotten to it before Mikhail. He tore it in half and casually tossed it into the nearby fireplace. Nice. Are you preoccupied? I was merely going through today's mail. Can I help you with anything, my lord? So new way to kill him. Yes, I needed to take a quick trip to Vierne for a few errands. Will you accompany me? The trip to Vierne would likely take up the entire day. The prospect of spending any extended duration of time with Mikhail was a deeply unpleasant one. However, it might just be the perfect opportunity for Cyrus to kill him. Yes, yes, yes. Agree. As you wish, my lord. Excellent. The coach has just arrived. We can set off right now if you're ready. Kill, 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 kill. A horse-drawn carriage was waiting for them at the gates of the Dietrich estate. Mikhail stepped into the carriage, leaving the task of addressing the coachman to Cyrus. The coachman was a human who looked a little nervous to be in the presence of vampires. Where to, sir? 2 routes they could take. A quiet one through the woods, or a busier one through the village of Gris. The shearing woods were slightly longer, which meant that Cyrus had to spend more time with Mikhail. However, based on Scarlet's letter, it also presented the possibility of vampire hunters appearing to stake Mikhail through the heart. Let's do it. Take the route through the woods. The town of Vierne. Take the route through shearing woods. Yes, sir. Inside the tiny enclosed space of the carriage, Cyrus had no choice but to sit next to Mikhail. As the carriage rolled off, Cyrus was stricken by a strange sense of déjà vu. Déjà vu. It had not been that long since he had gotten to do a similar carriage together with the former Lord Dietrich and Mikhail's late father Adalbert. You look nervous, Cyrus. What's the matter? Many things Cyrus could have pointed out, from Adalbert's hand resting upon his thigh, to the fact that he'd always hated being in close proximity to the old vampire. Wait, maybe he didn't admire this guy. Instead, he only forced himself to smile. Nothing at all, my lord. What is this situation? I'm simply excited to be spending some time alone with you at last. The feeling is mutual, my dear. No, not the father and the son. I don't get it. The writing is confusing me. Maybe I'm just assuming too much. Finally, I no longer have to share your time with those 2 brats of mine. Then why don't we take a longer route to your destination? I guess maybe he just liked him saving his life. To prolong the time we have to ourselves. Of course. Anything for my dearest doll. He leaned in closer to Cyrus, his nose almost brushing against Cyrus's neck. Cyrus stiffened and braced himself with the familiar pain of sharp fangs piercing his skin. You taste divine as always, doll. Oh. Cyrus flinched at the sudden nudge against his shoulder. Then why did he care? What? Author, your writing is confusing me. You mentioned earlier that he was kind of happy that the father saved him. I don't get it. Cyrus, is everything all right? Well, at least this guy doesn't force himself on us. You're unusually quiet today, even for yourself. Maybe out of loyalty. I don't know. Maybe Stockholm? Maybe something like that. I don't think so, though. I think we just misinterpreted it, but I think the writing was a little weird in those moments mentioning the dad, you know? Because, like, why would you want to die with the dad? I mean, I guess his life was hell. I guess it was supposed to be like his life was hell as a human, and his life was hell as a vampire, and now his life is like, meh. Now his life is like kind of still shit, because you're still a butler to some bratty, spoiled lord. And then in the good ending, it's like, now you're not just a butler to a bratty, spoiled lord. So, I guess that's how we were supposed to interpret it, but the way I interpreted it was, his life was hell as a human, and then the dad saved him and made him have a good life. And then when his dad died, this guy was a brat, and then ruined it again. That's the best way I can interpret how I interpreted the story. Until I got to this point. A remark like that would usually have made you bristle. Or is silence an indication of your assent? What are you talking about? So you weren't paying attention to me after all. I was just saying, you actually like me a lot better than you let on, don't you? That's true. Whatever gave you that impression? Well, you agreed to accompany me today. I'm only doing my duty as your butler. And someone has to make sure that you behave for once, my lord. I'm always on my best behavior. Just like the time you stalked a human boy into a dark alley and forcibly took his blood. That's what I said, yeah. I think the story is horrible life as a human. The dad turns him into a vampire. Horrible life as a vampire being taken advantage of. Dad dies. He just wants it all to end, so he's happy to finally die. Mikhail saves his life. He's angry. He's like, I just wanted to fucking die. And then now he's still, it's not as bad because Mikhail doesn't force himself on him unless you try to kill him too much. But Mikhail does fuck with him because he said he said it. He's like lazy, spoiled, bratty. So Cyrus still wants to die, and the only real hope is the good ending, right? Kind of thing. Poor guy. Yeah, rough. It was one time, and he agreed to it. You compelled him. Look, I couldn't help myself. He smelled like baked bread. How many humans who smell like baked bread have you met? I just had to have a taste. That is hardly an excuse. I already apologized, didn't I? I don't understand your obsession with bringing that Henry boy up over and over again. Are you jealous that I turned him? Don't worry, that boy doesn't mean anything to me. And I still very much prefer your scent to his. The only thing I am jealous of is your utter lack of shame. If your father was still alive, he would surely lose his mind. My father? What right does he have to criticize me? We're the same, aren't we? Taking blood from the humans in those whorehouses, turning anyone he took the slightest fancy to. Ah, yes, he was truly the pinnacle of vampire aristocracy. He did the same things as me, or much worse, and yet you never displayed any disdain towards him. Why is it then you seem to like him so much better than me? Is it because he turned you? Because he was your master and you had no choice but to love him? Well, he's dead. So there's no need for you to cling on to any false sense of loyalty you might have had towards him. Do not speak of your father in such a manner. A loud bang interrupted their conversation, and the carriage rattled violently. Outside of the carriage, sounds of a scuffle ensued. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I'm a human! I swear I'm just a human! Get out of here! Another frightened yelp from the coachman, followed by the sounds of his footsteps retreating. Hunters. The carriage door flew open and revealed 3 hooded men armed with silver weapons and wooden stakes. Stay in the carriage. I will take care of this. Mikhail lunged at the men and slammed the carriage door shut behind him. What? What is this sound? Within the enclosed cabin, all Cyrus could hear were the sounds of vicious snarls mixed with panicked shouts. I think he won. In his mind, a different scene was playing out. The carriage had been completely surrounded by hooded men. Adalbert ripped through their ranks, weaving in and out of range of their weapons, but the men simply kept coming one after another, until one dealt a lucky blow to the old vampire. Adalbert's pained shout rang in his ears. Run, Cyrus! Run! No, it's the death route for the dad. But new CG! Cyrus did not need to be told twice. This was the chance he'd been waiting for. This is what he wanted. Deep within the forest, the sounds of death and violence were drowned out by the trees. Cyrus collapsed to the ground and sobbed. Finally, Adalbert was dead. Adalbert. The vampire who saved his life. The vampire whom he despised. Very love-hate relationship, I guess. Not really love. Adalbert was dead because of him. But this was the very outcome he had hoped for. Right? Cyrus barely had time to react when the carriage door was ripped off its hinges. A hunter hurtled towards him, brandishing a silver dagger. He's so scared. Cyrus raised his hand just in time to catch the blade before it could pierce his chest. It sliced into the skin of his palm and blood trickled down his hand. Yet in the next moment, the hunter's head twisted to a strange angle, and he crumbled to the floor unmoving. Mikhail stood over the hunter's body. Bro, what was that hunter doing? Despite the violence that had just taken place, the vampire lord looked as unfazed as ever, without even a single hair out of place. Are you alright? Did that hunter hurt you? I smell blood. You're bleeding. It's just a small cut. Outside of the carriage, Cyrus could spot the limp bodies of the two hunters dumped on top of one another. Did you kill all of them? Of course, and good riddance if you ask me. I've been trying to stamp out these pests for months. They got a little too ahead of themselves if they managed to kill my father. I hope that's the last of them we took out today. So the dad took out a lot of them, basically. What exactly had Cyrus been expecting? That Mikhail would fall to a few measly hunters just like his father? Well, unlike the father dealt with a lot, apparently, and the father was old. Of course, that was too good to be true. Mikhail had become much more powerful than his father, and Cyrus had severely underestimated him. Maybe he had overestimated the hunters. Well, this trip has certainly been ruined. Do you think there's any chance that useless coachman might come back? I do really need to go to Vierne to get some new clothes. Vierne isn't too far from here. We could just take the horses. I didn't know you could ride. I can ride. Not with that bleeding hand, you can't. It'll heal in a while. Come here. Mikhail lifted Cyrus's bleeding hand to his lips and licked a long stripe across the cut across his palm. Lord Dietrich, that is most inappropriate. It's sweet. What? I've always wondered what your blood tastes like. In any case, you can thank me later. Don't fall too far behind. Saddling up on one of the horses, Mikhail took off down the road, leaving a fuming Cyrus in his wake. Bro, Riz? Or just weirdo? When Cyrus glanced back down at his palm, the cut had already been healed into a fading pink line. He resolved that he was simply going to have to kill that vampire in order to recover from the sheer mortification of what he had just been put through. Yeah. Or die trying. So this route's pretty different. Vierne was one of the bigger towns in Dietrich territory. Nestled upon the side of a hill, it was divided into 2 levels. I'm glad we went back for this. This is huge. The lower level was mostly inhabited by humans, while upper level was occupied by a much wealthier vampire populace. Mikhail headed for a tailor shop on the upper level. On the other hand, Cyrus was sent to drop off a few letters at the post office in the human district. The streets of the lower level were drab and grey. Fog and smoke hung heavy in the air as humans shuffled about their daily activities. Almost subconsciously, Cyrus's steps carried him past by a familiar building with its windows drawn tightly shut. This was where he had first met Adalbert. Child, where is your mother? She's gone. The fever took her. That is most unfortunate. But I suppose your scent is similar enough to hers. Will you allow me to drink from you? I will ensure that your employer is well compensated and that you will be well cared for. Wow, it was really that fast, eh? Selling me out, huh? But all of that was in the past. The establishment that his mother and later he himself had worked at had long since shuttered their doors. Cyrus suspected that they had fallen out of favor after Adalbert stopped visiting them. Damn. Damn, bro. Getting tossed around as a kid, too. Yeah, the dad bit him. And other people had done stuff to him. After they had nearly allowed Adalbert's favorite to be killed by their other patrons. And now even Adalbert was gone. The only chain that tethered him to the Dietrichs now was Mikhail. After finishing matters at the post office, Cyrus headed for the tailor shop to reconvene with Mikhail. It was a quaint little boutique on the corner of a street in the upper district, but heavy curtains were draped over its windows, indicating that its proprietor was entertaining a special guest. Cyrus knocked once on the door before stepping into the shop. The interior was dim, but being a vampire, Cyrus's vision adjusted to the darkness immediately. Mikhail was nowhere in sight. However, his voice could be heard faintly from a door at the back of the shop. He was most likely trying out new outfits with the tailor. Something else caught Cyrus's eye. Mikhail's outer coat was draped over a glass counter of jeweled rings. Ah, the ring! Placed on top of the coat was a particularly gaudy golden ring with a large blue sapphire. Michael's ward, an enchanted piece of jewelry that allowed vampires to walk under sunlight unscathed. Cyrus's own one took the form of a simple necklace, but Mikhail preferred something more ostentatious. Yep. Leaving his ward unattended at the counter of a shop was the sort of reckless behavior only someone as arrogant as Mikhail was capable of. A vampire was at their most vulnerable in the daytime without a ward. A careless act like losing their ward could easily lead to fatal consequences. If, for instance, Cyrus could replace Mikhail's ring with an identical non-magical one and have him put on that instead, it's gonna rain. He would erupt into the flames the moment he stepped out into the sunlight. I think we know what happens here, but I'll take the ring. Cyrus slipped the ring into his pocket without thinking twice. Inside of the glass counter, he'd already noticed several other sapphire rings of similar sizes and make to Mikhail's. He picked the one that looked the closest to Mikhail's and placed it atop his coat. It wasn't entirely identical, as Mikhail's ring was custom-made, but it was virtually indistinguishable unless one looked very closely, and Cyrus only needed Mikhail to wear it right up till they leave the shop, upon which the sun would do its work. As for Mikhail's actual ring, he placed it into the glass counter to replace the ring he had taken. Oh, that's good. Whoa! New character, cool. At that moment, the door at the back of the shop swung open and Mikhail strolled out. The tailor, a bubbly young vampire girl, accompanied him. Where's your jacket, bro? Just got a cape. Mikhail was dressed in a new set of formal clothes. Mikhail grinned when he saw Cyrus. You're back just in time. So, what do you think? He gave a little twirl to flaunt his outfit. Cyrus noticed that he was also wearing a new ruby ring on his finger. How do I look? I believe that young lady over there would be able to offer a much more flattering assessment of your appearance than me. Cyrus nodded at the tailor, who looked as though she was barely restraining herself from speaking. I think you look absolutely dashing, Lord Dietrich. That suit and vest is tailored perfectly to fit your figure. And those colors, they really bring out the color of your eyes. I'm not sure if I'm convinced. I think I'd still like a second opinion before I make a purchase. Do you like it, Cyrus? I'll only buy it if you do. With the tailor glaring daggers at him, Cyrus did not think that he had much of a say in the matter. It suits you, my lord, I suppose. Well, that settles it then. I'll have this set. Will you have the ring as well, Lord Dietrich? Yes, that sapphire one is getting a little old anyway. If you would like your new ring to be enchanted, an additional week of processing will be required. Very well. Mikhail slipped the ruby ring off his finger and handed it back to the tailor. He donned the fake sapphire ring that Cyrus had planted. As he did so, he paused. Cyrus's breath caught in his throat. How inconsiderate of me. I've been too caught up in my own purchases to ask if you'd like anything, Cyrus. Perhaps a new ring as well. There's nothing I require, my lord. I already have my necklace as a ward. Who said anything about a ward? Besides, that necklace was a gift to you from my father. But I haven't had a chance to give you anything yet. Like I said, that would be unnecessary. No, I insist. Just think of it as a belated token to commemorate the beginning of a new relationship. I'm even less inclined to pick anything if you describe it in such a manner. Oh, come on. If you can't decide, I'll pick something for you. How about this ring? He picks the ring. Ha! He pointed at the ring in the glass counter. It was the very same enchanted sapphire ring that had been his own. The exact one Cyrus had replaced with the fake one he was now wearing. Could Mikhail have known what he had done? Why not simply call him out on his farce on this case? Was this some form of sick mockery, his way of toying with Cyrus, before delivering judgment upon him? Cyrus, if you don't say anything, I'll take it as agreement. I don't think something that flashy would suit me. Nonsense, I think you could use a fancy accessory to show off your status as my butler. More importantly, it looks just like mine, doesn't it? We could have matching rings. Ah, yes, I know. Let's get them engraved as well, both of our rings. Without waiting for Cyrus's reply, Mikhail called for the tailor. That was funny. Of course, the tailor gladly agreed to the additional service. They were informed that it would take an hour or so for the rings to be engraved. She was kind enough to serve them a platter of light refreshments and 2 cups of blood while they waited. Mikhail sprawled onto one of the sofas in the shop and gestured for Cyrus to sit next to him. Cyrus took a seat but stiffened when Mikhail slung an arm around his shoulders. What's the matter with you? Relax, why are you always so uptight? There's no rush, we have all day. You know, there's no need for you to behave so formally around me all the time. Unlike my father, I don't care for frivolous things such as etiquette. When we were younger, you would still call me Mikhail. Why don't you do that anymore? Cyrus had been sipping from his cup of blood to avoid replying. Now he set it down. Things are different now. There are professional boundaries that I must uphold. I don't see why. You are my master, and I am your servant. Is that really all you view our relationship as? That's all I am allowed to view it as. For what it's worth, I still see you as a friend. My first ever friend. Bro, I wish we got this route first, man. It's actually, okay. I like this route a lot more. But you've changed. In what way? The Mikhail I knew wasn't such a pompous twat. Twat. No, dude. Hey, you... Say that again. Pompous twat. No, my name. Say it again, and I'll let you call me all the names that you want. Mikhail von Dietrich, you're a selfish, arrogant, and pompous twat. An hour later, the tailor returned, presenting them each with a ring that had their name engraved upon it. Cyrus stared at his ring, Mikhail's real ring, that now had his own name engraved upon it. The only consolation to be had was that his torment would be over as soon as they left the shop. Mikhail would explode into a ball of fire, and that would be the end of it. Just then, there was a crash of thunder, followed by the sound of rain pelting against glass windows. The tailor hurried over to open the curtains. No sunlight flooded into the shop to set Mikhail on fire. The sky was completely overcast, and rain poured down in sheets. Oh dear, are you sure you would like to head out in this weather, Lord Dietrich? You're welcome to stay in my shop for as long as you like. Then we will have to impose on you a little while longer. I would prefer not to have my new clothes ruined by the rain. Cyrus, any objections? Damn. Were not for the fact that the gray skies would prove futile at killing a vampire, Cyrus would have yanked off his own necklace and fled onto the streets to burn to his death. Reasonable. Evening. Evening rolled around, and the servants of the Dietrich household busied themselves with dinner service. As the head butler of the Dietrich family, Cyrus was in charge. Oh, okay, that's the same. Okay, this is all the same? Yeah. Okay, I think this is all that's new, so I'm gonna just try. You've been part of the Dietrich household for almost a month, yet your work is still as shoddy as ever. Oh, wait. That's still the same. Help him! Unable to bear it any longer, Cyrus grabbed a large vase off the table and dumped all the water inside over Mikhail. The flames sputtered out, leaving only a soaking wet and slightly scorched vampire lord behind. It was only in the wake of his actions that Cyrus began to question him. He had come so close to killing Mikhail. All he had to do was stand and watch him burn. Yet against his better judgment, Cyrus had saved Mikhail's life. Gods, did you really have to... No, I'm completely drenched now. No, I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I just... Thank you for saving me. You truly are the only one I can count on. Unlike this lot. No, not Henry! Cowering. That's enough, Mikhail. Cyrus's interjection stopped Mikhail in his tirade. What do you propose we do with this trash, then? Leave the poor boy alone. He isn't at fault. He set me on fire! It's just an accident. I still don't want him anywhere near me. I can arrange for him to assist with some other duties. We could clean the stables or help me with the gardening. If you truly are to cast him out, you will be condemning him to his death. Or a fate worse than that. Fine, he can stay. Under one condition. And what might that be? You would personally serve me for the rest of dinner tonight, and every night thereafter. I do not want anyone else to attend to me except for you. As you wish, my lord. A few servants helped to escort Henry out, while Cyrus directed the remaining to clean the mess in the dining room. Oh, that was different. Mikhail was also offered a towel and a change of clothes before settling back down for the rest of his meal. Ah, different. Cyrus served him a fresh cut of steak, one he helped slice into neat, bite-sized pieces as per Mikhail's preference. Dessert was a slice of red velvet cake, or at least that was officially on menu. As Cyrus set down a fork for Mikhail caught his wrist. Will you allow me to drink from you? This isn't part of our agreement. I was hoping you might make an exception, on account of my near-death experience. Not now. Which is to say, you're not refusing. Are you offering me a say in the matter? Okay, skip. Okay. I'm gonna do this, but I think it's the same. I don't care what my sister thinks of you. Oh, he mentions the sister. I don't care if you truly are responsible for my father's death. Mikhail. None of those things are important to me. Oh. Oh. Mikhail winked at Cyrus. He knew about the ring. I bought that one for you after all. And I already bought my another one for myself. Okay. He knew about the ring too. Well, that was cool. I really like that, actually. I'm not going to play anymore because I think that's all the endings and I think that's all the CGs. I just wanted to see how different it would be. Check it out yourself. There's so many routes, man. There's so many different ways to do this. I can't believe it. That's awesome. And I really like that route. It kind of cleared up a lot of my problems that not problems, but like misinterpretations. If we had went down that route first, it would have been less, like I wouldn't have misinterpreted anything. Great, really great visual novel, honestly. Really, really great. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That was How Not to Kill a Vampire Lord, okay? I already said my outro, so thanks so much for watching once again. My bad for coming back to doing more. I thought that was funny, but plot vibes filled. Yeah, there was no holes. It just, I misinterpreted something early on with the father, and I understand it a lot better now because of that route. It's too bad. That's my only problem, was that I guess it's kind of that one route, to my knowledge, is the only way to get to that route, right? But maybe not. Maybe there's just so many different routes to get to the endings that it's kind of hilarious that the one route that explains so much with the lore between the family, the backstory, is like kind of not hard to get, but it's really early on, and to my knowledge, there was no other way to get it. There must have been like one other way to get it, I guess, but yeah, interesting. You could check out the other. There's still options I didn't go to see, so maybe there's even more. Okay, maybe there's even more, bros. But I know I at least got all the endings. Okay, and with that, I'm leaving. I'm out. Okay, this is a lot. This is a long video already, so I will clock out at that. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.